Hello everyone, this is Unmasking Garamaba video number 5. I'm Wu Hanyi from Hong Kong, the second whistleblower who exposed Garamaba Organ Internet Dojo sexual misconduct. Today I'm going to continue to share my personal experience of being sexually abused by the 70th Garamaba Organ Internet Dojo. In the last video, I have exposed the sweet secret tactics that the Garamaba used to trick and manipulate me into an apparently romantic relationship for an actual emotional abuse and an easier further sexual abuse. After all, it is all based on his abuse of his position of authority. Now, before I move on to open up the tough tactics that he used to manipulate women, I'd like to talk about one special soft tactic that the Garamaba used. This soft tactic is the teaching of Guru worship practice, which is very crucial for his sexual abuse towards me, because it was the tool that made his deception and sexual abuse easier, especially when a female victim is pious in her religious belief and very devoted to him as her guru. The Garamaba has always given a lot of teachings on the topic of faith and devotion, in particular the topics regarding the devotion and offering to a guru. I think he has been brainwashing his disciples, and then I brainwashed myself with his teachings in this religious field that I have long been immersed in. I regarded the brainwashing of the teachings of Guru worship practice as one of the soft tactics that the Garamaba used to control people for his personal gain. I was deeply influenced by the Guru devotion theories and also in the general principles of the Guru worship practice in Vajrayana lineage. It is concerned with that the disciples have to admire and make the Guru happy with faith and devotion, and that the disciples have to keep the Samaya vow to keep the master-disciple relationship as a secret. In the culture of secrecy, the Garamaba can almost do everything secretly, including cybersex. Back in 2011, during the cybersex that the Garamaba initiated in one of the Skype video calls, the Garamaba asked me to use the laptop camera to zoom in to my female organ for him to take a look at. I followed his idea just because he was my guru. I found he liked making online sex very much. I knew that was the way I could please my guru. Then in 2012, the Garamaba started to ask me to take private pictures, and so I sent my pictures to him. Later, I found out he liked nude pictures very much, so I took some nude pictures and offered it to him as an offering to my guru. Since I was a follower of the Guru devotion theory of the Vajrayana lineage at that time, I had been trying my best to please my guru with his favorite things. But when I was in the nunnery busy with my preparation and memorization for the exams, I was really tired of his special request for sex in the Skype video call. I remember in 2015, when I was in my bedroom at Trangudara Abbey at Kathmandu in Nepal, in one of the Skype video calls that he made to me, he asked me to show my breasts through the laptop camera. At that time, I was really tired under the pressure of my Shilta studies, and so I was reluctant to obey his instruction, and so I honestly expressed my unwillingness to the Karmapa. And then he hung up that Skype video call very abruptly and rudely without ending the call nicely that night. I felt very upset with that. I didn't realize it was an emotional blackmail at that time. I just thought what I did has been making my guru angry. I was very afraid of losing my guru, so later I promised the Karmapa that I would send plenty of and abundant of my nude pictures to him. And I remembered I took a lot of private photos to him after the Shilta examination. Then in August 2015, there was a conversation on phone in Skype. I asked him why I didn't pick up my phone calls. He blamed me and said to me, "You didn't give me." I was threatened and frightened of losing my guru, and so I surrendered, and I said, "I offer you." Then he told me to turn off the light, and he initiated and conducted a phone sex again. Then I know that if I want to contact my guru, I have to offer him sex, and that rule was that no sex, no talk. In 2017, he commanded me to go to Bodh Gaya for Gyaltsab, and I joined the Dharma programs over there. And he gave teachings on the 4-section Guru Yoga practice to the public. And I got this text. The 4-section Guru Yoga practice. The original text is in Tibetan. Previously, I didn't realize it was his tactic to control people. I practiced the 4-section Guru Yoga for almost a year since 2017, and I could memorize and recite the text because I read it once or twice or several times each day for almost a year. So the Guru Yoga practice influenced me a lot. But of course, I finally quitted practicing it because I found my guru was only a cheater, an abuser, and a dictator who commanded me to kneel down before him even after the sexual offense. In order to provide more references, I'm going to quote 10 lines of this text of 4-section Guru Yoga supplication in English. You may better understand how I went through spiritually and what was the source that I relied on to rationalize the misbehaviors of the Karmapa. Open quote, All-knowing one Karmapa Khenno, for the sake of boundless beings, I offer you right now my body, speech, mind, and virtue. I supplicate the exalted, glorious Guru. Bless me to see whatever you do as perfect. Bless me to hold whatever you say as true. Bless me that our minds may merge as one. Birth after birth, life after life, bless me to never cease performing actions that please the exalted, glorious Guru. End quote. So you see, this is how I brainwashed myself by repeating the Guru worship supplication. I always repeated these lines in my head, especially in 2018 when I was sexually abused or emotionally abused by the Karmapa. So whatever the Karmapa did or said, I accepted them as a blessing. I think it is the reason why the first sexual abuse of the Karmapa towards me could occur so easily. Everything happened when I was at a state of confusion, admiration, reliance to my guru, and the mixed emotion of being afraid of losing my guru, and the sexual relationship happened especially under his tough tactics such as hoovering, blaming, and threatening. And he really enjoys so much when I suffer. It's really inhuman. He doesn't care other people. What he cares is himself. He took his time to command me to go to America to hide in wardrobe and hide in his toilet room, and he took his time to sexually and emotionally abuse me. I would say enough is enough. You know, I'm really sick of him trying to make me feel inferior. He was just stepping on human dignity. Actually, Karmapa is supposed to be a person who reincarnated for the past 900 years as a compassionate bodhisattva who saved all the beings. But after all the previous interactions that I experienced with the Karmapa, I realized that I can't trust him anymore because it is only a toxic master-slave relationship by the end of the days. I can't see the reasons why I have to please him when he has already been using my trust for himself, for his personal pleasures, for his satisfaction of sexual desires, or for his satisfaction of personal desires to control. Lucky is that now I have quitted practicing the guru worship. Finally, I realized that Karmapa basically just used his position of authority to accomplish the sexual act. He was just taking advantages of the trust that I have long deposited in him, because he has been the leader in my religious belief, and because there was a relationship of superiority and inequality. To be honest, I really wish I could have been well informed by somebody about the true face of the Karmapa earlier in 2011. If I were fully informed at an earlier time, I would have my own plan for my life, and then I would not mess up my life by trusting him, meeting him, emulating him, being a nun, and I would not be deceived, commanded, and manipulated for that long as if I was his puppet. And also, I would not waste all those years of my life to listen to this so-called His Holiness Karmapa. Anyway, I hope this useful information can reach someone who needs to be informed. I don't care how people comment on me. What I care is the welfare of the future female victims. In the next video, I will talk about the tough tactics that the Karmapa used to control people. So stay tuned. See you next video.